Howdy class, and welcome to today's lecture. Today we're going to discuss behavior management and recognition strategies in our youth programs. So within behavior management and the key is to think of behavior management and appropriate recognition as complementing each other in our program design and implementation. When you establish clear and enforceable expectations, you can have many positive effects that influence the total program success. So here, to continue with behavior management, let's keep the following in mind. Youth don't come to you as a ready-made adult, and expecting youth to act like and react like adults often leads to much frustration for both the youth and adults. So a reason for their less predictable behavior is that youth are generally lack good impulse control, meaning it's hard for them to stop their actions once they've started, and what they feel is really who they are. Their feelings drive their actions, and examples include feelings such as anger, jealousy, homesickness, and compassion. The last crucial point is that children and youth reflect the actions that they see from the adults around them. Your actions and attitudes that you bring to the program, as well as your staff, really do influence how the children respond. As you read along, adults need to recognize their bias in their behavior. Acts like humiliating a child or barking orders at a child or fellow staff members do not create an environment of acceptance and emotional safety. Instead, a youth worker needs to understand how to implement nonverbal messages that relate to the children what is appropriate and what is not. And this doesn't mean that you give a child a mean look when they're acting inappropriately. It means that all of your actions around the youth should model what good behavior is. Adult modeling of acceptable behaviors can influence child to a far greater degree than verbal ones can. Because children also need time to practice their feelings, it is your responsibility to provide multiple opportunities so that children can work through and learn to master their feelings. There are a host of ways to provide these opportunities for emotional learning, but as pointed out here in the slide, a very successful one is for adult staff, like we discussed, to model the appropriate behavior. While children may not state it, they do not want or need adults who act like friends. You can be friendly with them without being a friend. The bullet points here discuss 5 practices that will help you build better behavior management. The first is guidance and structure, as youth are generally impulsive. Secondly, a cultivated youth-adult relationship is more beneficial to better behaved management. An easy phrase to remember in this example is, youth don't care what you know until they know that you care. This phrase can tell you that what is most important and needs to be addressed first is a sense of safety and caring about the youth. The other bullet point coincides with the previous one in that they focus on safety and appropriateness, caring, and acknowledgement of who they are as a person. As you progress in your potential careers related to youth, remember it is your job to enter into a child's world without becoming childish, and also to create an envelope of safety. So a summary is provided here in that quality youth programs create safe environments through trust, encouragement, as well as autonomy and boundaries. I ask you to consider, while this is simple to understand, how hard it is to truly understand and be intentional when you create and administer your programs. Through some of the assignments in this course, I've read your entries. Many of you have not addressed how you are creating a safe environment. Instead, you are thinking strictly as an adult, like you have a project to finish. You aren't thinking about how you're going to serve someone else. So next we look at preventing Abandonment, lack of control, or humiliation is directly related to the adults being present or attentive, as well as being willing to take the action when appropriate. So you can see three steps here as being clear and firm with your limits, being a positive model, and remembering what children fear. So you can take appropriate steps to include or to at least acknowledge these three in your programs. Being there for kids is sometimes saying no or stop it. Likewise, being clear and firm about the rules is truly empathetic because it responds to a child's deeper need for control. Appropriate recognition can promote positive behaviors and lessen acting out or just to get noticed. The key is to realize that all youth are unique and respond differently to acknowledgement and recognition, just as well as many other things. Recognition is a basic need among all youth and adults, and we must build upon the self-esteem of our youth. And this can take many forms, such as formal recognition like awards programs, or simply in an informal way as an adult partner can say to one youth one-on-one and recognize appropriate behavior. So within recognition, let's look at participation. Participation awards might include things like t-shirts, hats, book bags, and things that all participants receive by virtue of being in the program. They have meaning to the youth, so you need to understand that they should not be underestimated. Looking at standards of excellence. So this can sometimes be a heated, controversial topic, but I'm going to go through and try to give you my opinion. So instead of thinking of terms of first place, second place, or third place, consider how using ribbons of gold, silver, and bronze as your standard of excellence. When anyone achieves a certain level, they are awarded the same ribbon. So in this manner, there may be multiple gold, silver, or bronze awards. And if you really take a look at it, think about how first, second, and third place are just rankings. They don't tell you anything about the standards. I'll give you a personal example. I was running in a road race in Florida, and at the time I was in the 20 to 30-year-old category. Now this is generally where you'll find some of your fastest male runners. And so at the end of the race, I finished first place in my age division. And it was great until I found out that I was the only person in my age division. So first place didn't really mean anything. However, if there had been a standard established before the race, such as a certain time to beat in order to achieve a gold award, I would have fell very short of that award. So consider what you're truly valuing. Are you valuing excellence and achievement, or are you simply valuing winning over others? Setting self-goals. Setting self-goals is personal. And it is important in this level that youth determine, with the input of adults, that achievements and goals they want to accomplish on their own. Allow self-set goals to recognize the individual growth within a person. An appropriate way that adults can help youth in setting self-goals is to set SMART goals, or if you've never heard the acronym before, it's strategic, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound goals. Lastly, the feedback and encouragement towards goals, as well as goal adjustments, may be needed. Peer competition. In the area of recognition, youth are in competition against each other, and within the competition, you will rank winners and losers. You will create an atmosphere that's potentially risky in terms of conflicts and hurt feelings. Remember that competition does not appeal or motivate all youth, and your goal as a youth worker is to grow and develop of all youth. Competition is also age appropriate and should not be offered before the 3rd or 4th grade. Instead of competition, focus on personal learning and growth. So let's consider cooperation. Cooperation provides opportunities for all to learn and practice teamwork. Cooperation instills a collectivist mentality, meaning that each person is part of a greater whole. Each plays a part and each's actions affect the group. This is a concept that is drilled into anyone who has ever played team sports. Cooperation then builds community, it enhances oneself's concept, it fosters a desire to improve one's skills, and so that all may benefit, and then it promotes a service to others. This week in Module 6, you only have to turn in the practicum, as I'm giving you the extra time to make some edits and combine your EOMs 2 through 5 into your program curriculum. Therefore, in Module 6 practicum, I would like for you to read the program scenario document, which is at the bottom of Module 6, and determine how you would train your staff to respond to each of them. Use the readings that were assigned to this module to answer the questions. Also, cite one of the readings to each of your answers. As usual, save your work as a Word document and submit through eCampus by Sunday at 11:59. If you have any questions or issues, please reach out to me as soon as possible. Good luck and see you in the next lecture.